Let's take a look at the new Supervision Metering plugin, which can be found under the Analyzer category. When we first open up the plugin, we notice that it just looks like a typical level VU meter, but it's actually a suite of up to 18 different meters. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the common themes between the different meters. If I have it inserted on a particular track and want to change the coloring scheme of the meter, simply change the track colors. If you wanted to pause a meter at a specific point, tap with the right mouse button and resume by tapping the right mouse button again. To meter at different points in the signal chain, you can click here and view just the left channel, the right channel, the mid, side, or stereo bus. Most of the meters will have dedicated settings for the particular meter. So if I wanted to see this as digital, DIN, Nordic, CAT system 20, 14, 12, different metering scales, you could do just like that. You could also have different color schemes between the track and scale. If I wanted to look at my loudness meter, click here, and I'll make this more vertical, and click on its settings. And here we could change, if we wanted to switch between -23 or -14 LUFS, we could do that as well. Switch between loudness units or loudness units full scale, and all of your loudness metering handled right there. Let's go ahead and look at a spectrum. So we'll start with our spectrum curve. And here we could choose different points. And as we hover over, we could see which frequencies are peaking very easily. We could do the same for our spectrum bar. So as I hover, we could see the frequency indicated. But if I wanted to change to 3 bands per octave or up to 24 bands per octave, let's go to our spectrum intensity. And look at our spectrogram. So this will show us which frequencies we're actually seeing, and as they're brighter, there's more intensity there. And there's different color schemes for this. If you want to see more black and white, or directly to a chromogram with many of the same color schemes that we saw previously. Let's look at our phase scope. So if I want to see my phase scope, I could have an auto zoom, or you could zoom manually. We could look at it as lines, dots, or as an envelope. So as soon as we click here, so we'll go ahead and zoom more. If I wanted to adjust my panorama, and again, many of the same display schemes that we have. Let's look at our multi-panorama. As well as our correlation meter, or a multi-correlation. We also have surround metering, as well as Ambisonics metering, an oscilloscope, wave scope, and even if you wanted to have wave circles, and you can set the amount of time that the wave will circle. Or if you want to see your time display, and we can do that in time, samples, beats, or SMPTE timecode. Now, if we want to work with more than one meter within our supervision window, I'll make this full screen. And in the upper right hand corner, we could divide our meter window. So if I wanted to put a window at the bottom, I could choose to have this be my spectrum bar. I will click on this icon, which will add windows to the right. So if I now wanted to have this as a phase scope, and let's have our panorama here. And I wanted to add another window to the right. I can just say, let's have our spectrogram. Now, if I want one of these windows to go to full screen, just double click on it. It's now full screen, double click again, and it'll go back directly to the location it was before. Now, I really like to have the Supervision plugin on my control room as an insert. So now, if I wanted to look at this, I could look at one of the presets that I made to do that. Or if I wanted to just look at some of the other meters. But now if I wanted to just save a workspace, I could just have kind of double supervisions going on and just have kind of metering nirvana. But the most important thing is it just looks super cool, and it's so incredibly insightful as to what's going on in your mix. So as you can see, the new Supervision plugin is a great addition to Cubase.